up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Rick Show. It feels like it's been a minute, but it hasn't. It hasn't been that long. Before we jump into today's episode, I kind of want to touch on something because it's being controversial. A lot of people are asking, and I want to clear the air. And just so y'all know, if y'all are new here, then you won't know. But when me and Sabrina, who was my co-host at the time, when we started this podcast, we were doing great. We were fine. We good. And we don't have hate for each other. We still good with each other. We just have different paths and different ways and different aspects on the whole podcasting thing. So there's no hate between me and her. It's just she will not be returning to the podcast. She has her own plans, which I support her. She's going to do what she wants, and that's okay. But as for me, I'm going to continue doing this podcast, and that's that. But we're going to give a warm welcome to our guest today. Her name is not what it is on there, but Sage Hale.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So we always hop right into it with who or what got you into wrestling?
My uncle and got me into wrestling when we lived with him. And one of Sasha Banks's matches, honestly, did. I can't remember which one. I just remember he was watching it, and then I just went downstairs and I saw her. She was beating up Dana Brooke.
Right? We love Sasha. She's the best. But so do you think that's like at the same moment that your sister knew that it was like it's something you both wanted to do, or did it progress?
I think yeah, like sort of around the same time, yeah.
Okay. And do you find yourself as like, I might have asked her when she was on, but do you find like, is one of you like the heel and the other one's the face?
Yes.
I'm
more heel.
Yes. I know she's I think you both are really sweet, but she's definitely, you could tell. And like I was watching some of your like promos and all that, and like I was like, this girl, she feisty.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm better than everyone, so.
Right? And that's the attitude you gotta have because people today, they be crazy. So you gotta be like, I'm better than you. And I don't even need you to tell me that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I feel you on that. So how long, okay, let me first ask, who trained you?
James Jeffries with Impact Pro Wrestling in Iowa.
Okay. And so how long would you say you trained before you actually got your first official match?
So I trained during COVID. So I don't even know. That was like such a blur of a time. But then me and Briar had our like first like big crowd like in May of, I think like either I don't even know, 2020 or 2021, whenever it was.
Something. But okay, not bad. So you said you're more of like the heel. So like, how did you come up with your wrestling name, or is it like just your name?
Well, okay, so Briar came up with like Hale. So I give her credit for all that. And saying, I really like when Paige, in WWE when she was Paige, I really liked her. So I tried to kind of have a name like hers.
Yeah, I love Paige. She's one of mine. I get it. So, what would you say is your favorite thing about wrestling?
Entertaining people. And like the little girls at the shows.
That's exactly what your sister said too.
It's cute. It's sweet, and they're really happy to see you. Even if like I'm mean, they're still happy to see me.
No, yeah, and that's like good because there's not a lot of female. Well, there are, but like not in my area, and like like to have like a whole female roster. So like, I get it. Female being like a little girl, be like, oh my god! Like when I was 6 years old and I got to talk to like Adina Steele or like any female wrestler or any wrestler in general where I'm from, I was like, oh my god, I just met a famous person. My parents were like, I'm not really that famous, but hey, you do you. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm like, okay. So what would you say is the hardest thing about wrestling for you?
The hardest thing is remembering, like not being scared.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I get really frightened before coming out.
Definitely, definitely. So obviously, if everyone knows when they come on this podcast, my dad is the biggest hype man. So obviously, he in the chat hyping your name because that's what he do. But so then with that, so obviously you're a baby kind of to wrestling. You don't have any
Mhm.
kids of your own. But like with those little girls, if they come up to you and like, I want to do what you want to do, what advice would you give them or what would you tell them?
I would tell them to, when they're old enough, like, start lifting a little bit. I would tell them to go for it. I mean, I was really shy, so I would tell them to not let that like stop them because I didn't talk. I was really shy in high school and like I didn't know, but yeah, so like don't let anything stop you.
Right? Oh my gosh. And don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it because
Oh
you
yeah.
can. And people gonna have their own thoughts and opinions, and that's okay. But just know
Mhm.
that if you're a female, even if you're a male, you're a bad bitch. So like these twins, these Hale twins, they bad bitches. And they ain't gonna take no for an answer. They don't
Oh
even
yeah.
wanna they don't care. But so like if you were on AEW, right?
Mhm.
You had the opportunity. So like how was that experience for you?
Very scary. But when we were back, like when I was back there, it was very, like it really set like a tone. Like, hey, this is where I want to be. Like getting to see everyone and how they do their production and stuff. Yes, but it
Yeah.
was very scary.
I bet. I mean, I think it was on your sister's episode or some episode. I'm like, trust me, if I ever got to like do anything for like AEW or WWE backstage, I'd probably one pee my pants and then think be like, oh my god, am I really here?
Yeah, you just
So I give you guys props for doing it, but I don't know. I don't even know if I could handle myself in that
oh
situation.
no, I just like you just like I shrank in a little spot because I didn't want to like move around too much when I was back there. There's a lot of stuff goes on.
I bet. And there's a lot of like famous
Yeah,
stars.
I know.
Famous.
Yes.
So, I mean, I give you props. I'd probably been like, I don't care who it is, like, especially like with WWE. If I went on there for some reason and I seen like Matt Riddle, I'd probably be arrested because that man, I would not hold
Yeah,
on. I'd be like, oh my
like they claim and like Billy Gunn were like getting catering, and I was just so scared to go up when they were going because they're just so. I love the Acclaim.
god. Yeah, I like that's a thing. Like a lot of wrestlers say once they become a wrestler, they're not fans of
Oh,
anyone, but like don't lie.
yeah.
You always once you a fan, you always a
Oh
fan.
yeah.
So like that's a whole question I usually ask. Like, do you ever find yourself like fangirling is a
Oh
term? Like, oh my god, this person.
yes.
No, that's especially from me. I met Tasha Steeles. I seen her on YouTube. I watched all her clips and stuff. And I met her in person one day. I was like crying. My dad's like, girl, it's okay. I was like, no, this is a big moment for me. But so like you obviously were on AEW. Would you like ever go on WWE or like would you prefer to be on one of the rosters than the other roster?
um, any opportunity. I mean, either one. Like, I wouldn't have a preference. I
Yeah,
think they have great talent on both of them.
definitely, definitely. So, do you have like a dream venue or a dream place that you wish to wrestle in before you call it quits?
Oh well, like a dream, like at least somewhere in Japan or in the UK.
Definitely. Honestly, I thought you were from UK at first. I was like, this girl, kind of, but no. So okay. And have you ever wrestled somewhere like and you were like, this place really stands out to me. I like this place and I'll wrestle here whenever I get the opportunity.
I did have a place. So with the place I trained, we did this thing that was like the Forte Center. And every time we went to it, it was so great. And I would love if we could still wrestle there, but they unfortunately had to stop.
Oh,
But that would be my place because it's such like a great place. It's like
nice.
wide and it's like bright. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just really nice.
Okay. So obviously you're more of a heel, but how do you like is there anything you do before you come out the curtain?
No, I close my eyes and pretend that I'm not scared.
I mean, I'd probably be the same way, be like, you're not like what I noticed with me when I did my show is like you always have the tendency to like pee. You will always have to go
Oh
pee
yeah.
before.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not like I gotta go pee. And I'm like whoever you're with, like let's say you have a tag partner, like you and your sister, they'll be like, you just went like 5 minutes ago. You're like,
Yes.
I can't hold it, I gotta go.
Oh, and then it gets so bad because like I'll try to go before, but I'm just so nervous that I just can't.
Just doesn't come.
Oh yeah, that happens. I try not to drink too much before because I know that's gonna happen, and then I'm so scared of like peeing during my match on accident, which like hasn't happened, but I definitely like have peed a little bit in the ring when yes.
Oh, that's great to know. So my dad goes and says, not trying to start anything, but who is the meaner twin?
Well, I'm the better twin.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's a heel, but she's the better one. It's not me. That's what she said, guys. They're equally nice to me, but they sisters. They gotta compete somehow. So that's okay. So how did you come up like with your gear idea and like the design of it?
Oh, that one has been so hard because I've gone through a couple of like designs. It feels like Briar, she's got it down pretty good. Like she has one like that like has like one long sleeve. But I go with like I have one that's high neck, that's like high collar, and then one that's kind of like this. Like this kind of top. It's so hard. I'm trying to figure it out.
I bet, and you could probably be like so picky with it, be like, I don't really like that. Like the colors, great, but like the actual design, be like, I don't know.
I'm just not good at that. Like figuring out like what to like where to like put the holes. Like I have like I have like I have a high collar one that has like a little like triangle that has like mesh.
Yeah, and like so my dad has a comment. He goes, it says, which we've seen you guys already had a match, but he goes, it says, when will we see the twin go one-on-one with each other?
Sometime in July.
There you go. But y'all definitely had many matches before with each other. So like one was with I think like a kendo stick. How was do you like those type of
I liked it. It was very scary for like using it. Like I was scared when I was holding it, but it was fun. It was fun.
I mean, your sister said she was like, she prefers matches with you because she can hurt you and not be like, oh my god,
yeah,
but no guilt.
I feel the same way, and like especially that was great. The first time I used a kendo stick, like with her, so like she could be my like test dummy. Like if I hit, like like
I'm gonna hit you. And
oh
I'm
yeah,
not so bad.
Yeah, I mean honestly, like yeah.
No, definitely. Like if it was with anybody else, I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I had to do this." But like if it's your sibling or whatever, be like, "Yeah, I did what I gotta do. Don't piss me off."
I mean, yeah, like honestly, like I was so glad because I honestly didn't know how that like how hard, like how like where I should hit anything like that. So
you did it, and y'all both survived, so it's okay. So obviously you're still like you're not new, but like you're still beginning.
Yeah,
like you're not 1,000 years into wrestling. But when you think it's time and like you call it quits, is it gonna be like an age thing or like a mindset thing that causes you to retire?
Well, age, probably age. Hopefully not like injury or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. And so like when you call it quits, do you think you'd still want to be involved somehow, whether it's like commentary?
Oh yeah.
Coaching?
Yes.
Definitely. Okay. So my dad says, does the ref ever get confused on who's who?
No, well, I hope not. I mean, we have to like, they have to like come up to us and they're like, okay, this one has this color on and this one has this color on. And like and also like the ring announcers, like they look at what we wear and like just to make sure they get it right.
We'll probably leave little notes like, okay, so Sage is wearing like green,
Yes.
or Briar is wearing like that color. Do you
Hmm.
guys usually wear like different colors, or have you ever
Yeah.
wore the
Yeah.
same?
No, I think like we've only when we tagged wore the same colors. We try to be as different as possible.
Yeah,
I think one time we both wore red gear. Yeah, one time we both wore like a red gear. And
that'd be.
that's the closest it's been.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun though to wear like the same color and like just dress exactly like each other. And like, okay, who is who? Which one are
I
you?
know. I really hope. I think the refs don't even know. They're just like, okay, this one pinned her, so
Right at that point, just be like, yeah. So that one, just point to them like that one is the one that pinned. I don't know
yeah.
what it is, but no, I think it's cool having a twin. I wish I had a twin and like got to dress the same, bully them. Like I have
Oh
a
yeah.
younger brother and he's in middle. He's about to be in high school. He doesn't care. He has it is what it is. But so how do you feel about like intergender wrestling?
I mean, I'm down for it. I've never been booked like for one, but definitely like I'm always. I think yeah, I think they're. I don't know what I'm saying.
I get
I
what
think
you're
they're good. I
I
think
get
it's
what you're
good.
So with that being said, how do you feel about like hardcore wrestling, like weapons?
It scares me. I've watched a few. It's scary. I
Oh no.
mean, personally, I'll stick to like, like chairs,
Yeah.
tables. I hate thumbtacks with a passion. Like,
Me too.
oh, with the passion.
I
I don't
mean,
know how. Mm-mm.
I don't know how people put themselves like. Can you imagine going through all that crazy match and then right after you have to go to the hospital because you have like crazy bleed and just be like, yeah, so I'm a wrestler and I did some dumb shit, so I'm here to get stitched up.
Ah,
Like, can you imagine the look
no.
on the? They'll be like,
Oh,
I mean, okay, you gotta do what you gotta do, but
oh
me,
yeah.
like there was a time there was a wrestler like I'm into them. Like you once in a while, okay, it's fine. But like they had a match and the wrestler was bleeding like right in front of me. I'm like, oh, you
Oh
gotta
yeah.
go.
Oh
The one
yeah.
that's so unsanitary and two, like there was a puddle. I was like, no.
Yeah. I mean, like I went to PW Revolver for one of their shows, and you
Yeah.
could just see the like blood squirting out of the guy's head. Oh,
Oh
it's so gross.
no.
I
So
mean, they're fun to watch. I mean, I applaud people that do them because they have to be hard.
I bet I would. Gosh. So my dad says, what do you consider your style of wrestling? High flyer, submission, technical, brawler?
I would love to be like I would love to be high fly. I'm just too scared. But I would say technical.
Definitely. Okay. So so one like there's a lot of matches where you could just get put into them or there's like a story about like behind it. Do you prefer like storyline matches or like just the go for it matches?
Like so yeah, I like storyline ones, but it is fun like
Yeah,
just to do put together ones. But I
okay,
think I prefer storyline.
definitely. So like do you have merch? I think your sister said she does
She
it.
does. I don't.
Oh,
No, I'm working on it.
definitely. It's a popular thing. So do you ever find yourself being like like a self critic? Like you'd watch your match back and be like, that was terrible, or like I could have done that
Yes,
differently.
yes, and I can't watch them. I don't know if Briar said that either, but I can't. We can't watch them with sound.
No, right? Just like without.
I can't for some reason. Like I can't watch it with sound.
That's like me sending voice clips. I'm like, I cannot. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
I get
care.
it.
Like watching back the videos, it's like, oh, why sound like that? But at the
I
same time, I'm like, I don't even care. I'm a bad bitch.
I get too self conscious like with the
No.
sound, but yeah, I'll watch it back and I'll be like, oh, I can do this better. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can.
I just be doing that with the podcast. Be like, hold on, I want to get like this clip, but I don't want to hear me. So like, just keep clicking till I want to get to the part and be like, oh my god, why do I sound like that? But it's okay. So, what are your favorite wrestling moves you like to perform on your opponents?
Well, I like to do my finisher, which is a flatliner, no, a full Nelson flatliner. I also really just like stomping on people's hair, like pulling it up,
That's definitely a heel
hair
move.
bumps.
Definitely a heel move. She's like, I'll pull your hair. I don't even care.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do to Briar. Yeah.
Be like, hold on, I just gotta pull your hair for a second.
Mm.
So we kind of said like the storyline, and me, like when your sister was on, we touched about that. So like obviously like with WWE, do you watch WWE or use
Yes.
it? Okay. So how do you feel about like Roman Reigns, like the bloodline storyline?
I love it. I love it.
It's great.
It's so great. It's a great story. And like with Jimmy and like what's happening with Jay, like and he super kicked him. Oh, I'm excited for Friday.
I absolutely like Roman. Okay, he's okay. But like the Usos,
They are one of my favorite tag teams.
honestly, I would. If I got to meet them, I'd probably faint 1,000 times
Yes.
before I can actually get a word out to them.
Me too. Me too.
Like, oh my god. We'll have to meet them together. Be like, oh my god, we're so
I think I'd cry.
I would cry. I mean, meeting Tasha Steele, I cried. So what is
So
that thing? So my dad goes and says, damn Sage, you're sad. It's like she doesn't hold no bars, guys. She does what she gotta do. So what are some upcoming wrestling shows you'll be at or working?
So one for Madhouse, not this weekend, but the weekend after that. And then July is like filled with a bunch of fair shows for Impact Pro Wrestling. Yeah.
Okay.
That's their busy time.
Yeah, I mean fair shows, we need that up in Pennsylvania. We don't got. I mean, we probably do, but like further out, more like area probably. And that's far. That's like 5 hours for me. So we need more up here. Be like, hold on, guys. I'll put it together. We're just gonna have a wrestling show at the They're like, I'll make you guys lots of money. Sell some alcohol if you got the license.
No,
Especially like there's a venue out here. It's called PPW, and theirs is like a shopping center, I guess you could say. And it's like there's the show, and then there's like little crafts vendors, and then there's a bar. So that's how you make money. You get drunk people to spend their money.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So that works, but we need a carnival out here. Or a fair. A wrestling. That's great. So have you ever suffered an injury where you kind of said it's not going to be, hopefully not an age thing. Have you suffered any injuries?
Well, not bad, but like one time when I was training, I got like collided in the face, like right here, and it just sometimes if I get hit too like hard in the face, my like jaw comes like it's gross, and I can't shut my mouth. Sometimes that is like when that first happened, that hurt really bad.
I bet I probably would have cried.
And then like so now if I get like slapped too hard, like, and I just like have my mouth open just like the teensies the wrong way, it will not lock back up.
Oh my god, like I give you wrestlers the kudos for taking those moves and stuff, and I say it all the time. I cannot see myself being a wrestler. A manager, yes, because I want to get people. But a wrestler, y'all take some crazy moves, and y'all a lot of times you play it off like you ain't hurt. Me, I'd be sitting in the middle of the ring crying like, oh my god, I got kicked in the face. That shit hurt. Can't help it. Just be emotional, wreck. So I don't think being a wrestler isn't for me. Like I'll love it, and I'm a big fan, but I don't think it's for me. I'll be crying. But so if people want to find you on like social media stuff, where can
I have an Instagram account. It's like sage.hale1, I think.
Yeah.
And then I have a Twitter, but I don't use it that often, so I don't even know the handle. And then I have a Facebook page.
Okay. And you're not on TikTok?
No.
A lot of people, sometimes they're like, no, TikTok ain't for me. But it's a very popular place.
Oh yes. I mean, I do watch TikToks. I just do not I don't do TikToks.
right? You do TikTok, but you don't do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, has there ever been a time like you had to face someone and you were like they weren't as experienced as you would? Does it like make you think twice, or like not think twice, but like you're like, I don't know how this is gonna go,
Yeah,
or have you not had that? Like, yeah,
I have had that. Yeah, it's it's scary, and especially at that point when that happened, I was kind of new still, but
yeah,
like I was more experienced than her, but I wasn't that experienced. So it was kind of hard, and I wasn't the best at like talking,
yeah,
like, helping. Like, I tried. It is hard. I think now I would do a lot better.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
and that's like the things about some wrestlers. Like we respect you, but like there's times where you could tell like you slipped up or like they're not
oh
good
yeah.
at you. So like, and a lot of times the wrestlers like, ah, shit, I gotta go against them. If they fuck up, I'm done. I like that's a lot of times. I heard it. I think was it from Adina Steele or some other wrestler? They were like, we were doing so good, and like someone messed up the match, and like they felt so bad about themselves because like that goes on their record too. So it's like I didn't mess up; it was them. So yeah, I get it. But so obviously, you said the places that you're gonna be wrestling. You said where they can follow you. I mean, your other sister. We talked a lot about it was my dad. He's the
Yeah.
co-host. But we went through the questions. She was more like storyline, and you're like straightforward, and I like that. The majority, sometimes it's okay to have the stories and like say all that, but like sometimes we gotta get through these quick because people have places to be. But so that's all I have. So thank you so much for coming on. Definitely, you're nice like your sister, but I can definitely see you have like the heel tendencies. You're like, I gotta do what I gotta do, and if you don't
Oh
like,
yeah.
then there's a door. And my dad goes and says, "Hey, don't tease me." Yeah, he knows. He's a little crazy. But so thank you so much for coming on, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.